Hey guys, I'm Jason Goolesby with Blackwell Realty, and I'm here with my friend and colleague, Mr. John Wilhelm, also of Blackwell Realty. How you doing, John?
Man, doing great. Enjoying this beautiful weather out here today, and it was a beautiful Labor Day weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the heat's broken a little bit, and it's not so muggy and steamy as it is down here in these southern parts.
That's it.
That's it. Hey, so one of the things we're going to talk about today is FSBO, and I got this song for you. Tell me what you think here. I'm going to lay it on you. I'm going to lay a beat on you. Things you need to know before you FSBO. Things you need to know before you FSBO.
I love it. That was perfect, man. DJ Goolesby in the house.
Yeah, well, I got skills. I got mad skills. On the problem, those skills are still back in 1985. So that's old
focus.
That's old fashioned beatbox right there. All joking aside, things you need to know before you FSBO, or some things that we're going to talk about today. You kick us off. What are some things? Of course, FSBO. I guess I need to say that FSBO means for sale by owner, and
that's it.
Whether it's a home or whatever, but most time we think FSBO, we think of a home for sale by owner. So, what are some things that a person should think about before they FSBO?
Well, I mean, starting out, I guess the big reason that I come across somebody wanting to sell a piece of property for sale by owner is, of course, to try to save on their commission, to save on 6%, 5%, whatever the commission rate, that they've been negotiating on. And man, one of the really big things that somebody wants to focus on is the lack of market exposure. That's what's just so important in this market condition that we're in right now, especially for our area where so many people moving in from out of town every day. I mean, you were talking to some folks from moving here from Florida just this morning, weren't you?
Yeah. So by market exposure, I think to touch on that a little bit, how if you're selling it yourself, you can put it on Zillow yourself, and you can put it on those things by yourself. But most realtors are going to have a network of people they're going to push their listings out to. They're seller listings, and you miss out on that if you for sale by owner. And then you personally, you've got a ton of buyers who are looking for. So somebody brings a listing to you. A lot of times, a buyer for it already. You're like, hey, I know a person that's interested in that. Or we have private Facebook groups and things like that, that we say, hey, I've got this going on, and it just a lack of letting everybody know what you have for sale. If you're a seller, you try to FSBO.
Absolutely, yeah. Big time, man. It makes a huge difference.
Another one of the big things is showings. Let's talk about showings for a little bit. Elaborate on that.
Yeah, not only so much showings can be a pain, and we totally get that. And, even going back to our last video we did talking about that guaranteed offer thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That right there kind of feeds into that where, okay, if you want to work with the showing piece of it to get that maximum market exposure, being able to schedule those showings in our area here in Wilson County, just in Middle Tennessee in general, on a hot listing, something that just hit the market, say on a Monday or Tuesday, that following weekend, all throughout that week, going to have multiple showings going on, and having someone helping not only coordinate that piece of it, but also there's been many times where I'll try to go show a property that's, listed for sale by owner through Zillow or Facebook or, wherever we saw it at. And, if we can't get it set up and scheduled in a timely manner, a lot of time that buyer that I'm trying to, qualified buyer that I'm trying to bring to that property, they're like, oh, well, let's go look at this one. That just bypassed that opportunity for that seller.
Sure. And if you're, if you are at work or whatever, and somebody calls you, you can't leave work or do whatever to go, to go show your home. So, when you FSBO, you miss out with that agent taking care of that for you, taking care of those showings. So, all right, what about sometimes buyers that come to a FSBO are uncomfortable maybe dealing with that? Talk about that for a second.
Yeah, I mean, once again, I've literally heard a buyer saying it, while I was out setting up, scheduling show properties. hope my phone didn't just die. I'm at 20%. It just popped up on my screen. So,
You're good.
But yeah, I mean, you know, they'll see that sign that says, you know, for sale by owner, and it just kind of puts a question in the back of their head, and they're kind of like, ooh, you know, there's something wrong. Is there a reason why this property is not listed with a reputable real estate company? It doesn't have to be Blackwell. It doesn't have to be, you know, you or I, but just with a licensed brokerage.
Right.
Is there a reason why not? And that they instantly think discount. They instantly think something's wrong with the property. You know, that already right there cuts down on that maximum retail price. I see it every time.
Potential buyers. Yeah, and last but not least, let's talk about when you're FSBOing, you're going to deal with a lot of tire kickers. I don't know what you call them in the house business. We call that in a car business.
I think someone calls it. I've heard someone call it a brick kicker.
Brick kicker. Yeah, there you go, brick kicker. And of course, what I mean by that is people that are out just looking, and they're not in that phase of being ready to buy yet. They may be in the research phase of buying, or they just might be killing a Sunday afternoon. So talk about how when you FSBO, you have to deal with a lot of unqualified buyers.
Yeah, that's another big thing right there. You know, talking about the time on the market, time of exposure, and then going back to the scheduling of showings, and then you get all of that in line, then all of a sudden that buyers may not even be actually qualified. Yeah. So, you know, most real estate agents, before they'll even take, you know, someone out to show properties and the view properties, they're going to have a bank pre-approval letter that they're pre-approved, ready to go, they're qualified, they've already vetted them, put them through a small pre-qualification process, saying, okay, hey, here's are the type of houses that we're wanting to look at, and not just kind of all over the board. So already having some of those steps taken care of, that buyer's much more ready to go, ready to put a contract on that property. Whereas if it's more of just someone off of Facebook or someone off of Craigslist, or just, you know, and they may love the property, but, you know, they may tie that thing up under contract for a week or two and not even actually be qualified to buy it.
Yeah, they're not even qualified to buy it. And so if you're working with a realtor, they work on your behalf to make sure that you're having qualified buyers are being brought to the table, because you don't want to tie that up. For days on market means something. And so even though with a FSBO, you're not technically on market, but if you're on Craigslist or Facebook and people are searching, they see that and they see, well, this home has been on there, you've tied it up for 2 weeks or 3 weeks with an unqualified buyer, and they say, hey, this has been on Craigslist for a while. What's wrong with this property? Because really everybody's wants a hot new thing, right? And so that when you come on the market, that's the maximum time to have your price dialed in, because it means something. It gets stigmatized, I think, as we said, if it stays on the market too long in today's market in Middle Tennessee, because people are like, that shouldn't still be here.
Yep.
So
it makes a difference.
Anyways, John, how do we reach out? How does a person reach out to you if they want to get in touch with you?
And they can give me a call or shoot me a text on my cell, 615-686-8983, or at the office at 615-444-0072. Facebook, Instagram, look up our YouTube channel. And then, of course, you can always get old Goolesby out here. Give us your dance on your cell phone number.
615-784-76. What? There we go.
You got to work on that one.
784-8687. 784-8687. It's my Google Voice number, so I have to try to remember it.
There you go.
But yeah, you can contact me. I have the same office number as John, and I'm on all the socials, including Instagram. Jason Goolesby, Goolesby. All right, John, I appreciate it, man. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You do the same, man. We'll see you soon.
All right.